Today, our topic is the Stoic way to build grit and resilience. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes it feels like the world is against us. We face problems at work, in relationships, and within ourselves. But the Stoics, ancient philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, taught us that the way we respond to these challenges is what truly matters. They believe that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. This is the core of Stoicism, focusing on what is within our power and letting go of what is not. Grit and resilience are not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with strength and calmness. To build grit and resilience the Stoic way, we must first understand that life is unpredictable. Things will not always go as planned, and that is okay. The Stoics remind us that obstacles are not just problems, they are opportunities to grow. When something hard happens, instead of asking, "Why me?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this?" This shift in mindset helps us see challenges as a normal part of life, not as something unfair or unbearable. One of the key ideas in Stoicism is the concept of Amor fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens, good or bad, as necessary and valuable. When we love our fate, we stop resisting the things we cannot change and start focusing on how to make the best of them. For example, if you lose your job, instead of feeling defeated, you can see it as a chance to find something better or to develop new skills. This does not mean you should not feel sad or disappointed. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It is about not letting those emotions control you. By accepting what happens, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering and open the door to new possibilities. Another important Stoic practice is to prepare for adversity in advance. The Stoics call this Premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. This means thinking about the worst-case scenarios and imagining how you would handle them. For example, if you are worried about failing a test, imagine what you would do if you actually failed. Would you give up, or would you study harder and try again? By thinking about these situations beforehand, you reduce the fear of the unknown and build confidence in your ability to cope. This does not mean you should dwell on negative thoughts all the time, but rather that you should be mentally prepared for life's uncertainties. When you expect challenges, they become less intimidating. Stoicism also teaches us to focus on the present moment. Many of our worries come from thinking too much about the past or the future. We regret things we did wrong or fear what might go wrong. But the present moment is the only time we can act. The Stoics remind us to concentrate on what we are doing right now and to do it well. For example, if you are studying for an exam, focus on the material in front of you instead of worrying about the result. If you are having a conversation with someone, give them your full attention instead of thinking about what you will say next. By living in the present, you reduce anxiety and become more effective in whatever you do. Another Stoic principle is to practice self-discipline. Grit and resilience require effort and consistency. The Stoics believe that we should train ourselves to endure discomfort and resist temptations. This does not mean you should avoid all pleasures, but rather that you should not let them control you. For example, if you are trying to eat healthier, you might crave junk food. Instead of giving in, remind yourself of your goal and why it is important to you. By practicing self-discipline, you strengthen your willpower and become more capable of handling difficult situations. This also applies to how you spend your time. Instead of wasting hours on distractions, focus on activities that help you grow and achieve your goals. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of perspective. Often, our problems seem bigger than they really are because we are too close to them. The Stoics suggest stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. Imagine how small your current problems will seem in a year or even a month. This does not mean your struggles are unimportant, but it helps you see that they are temporary. For example, If you are stressed about a project at work, remind yourself that it is just one part of your life and that it will eventually be over. By gaining perspective, you can approach challenges with a calmer and more balanced mindset. Another way to build grit and resilience is to practice gratitude. The Stoics believed that we should appreciate what we have instead of always wanting more. This does not mean you should not have goals or ambitions, but rather that you should not take the good things in your life for granted. For example, instead of focusing on what you lack, think about the people who support you, the opportunities you have, and the progress you have made. Gratitude helps you stay positive and reminds you that even in difficult times, there is still much to be thankful for. This attitude makes it easier to face challenges with courage and determination. Stoicism also teaches us to accept our limitations. We are not perfect, and we cannot control everything. The Stoics believe that trying to control the uncontrollable only leads to frustration and disappointment. Instead, we should focus on what we can control: our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. For example, if you are stuck in traffic, you cannot make the cars move faster, but you can choose how to react. You can either get angry and stressed, or you can use the time to listen to music or think about something positive. By accepting your limitations, you save energy and avoid unnecessary stress. Finally, the Stoics remind us that we are part of a larger community. Building grit and resilience is not just about personal strength. It is also about helping others. When we support those around us, we create a sense of connection and purpose. For example, if a friend is going through a hard time, offering your help can make a big difference for both of you. By contributing to the well-being of others, you strengthen your own resilience and find meaning in your struggles. The Stoics believe that true strength comes from living a virtuous life, which includes being kind, honest, and fair. In conclusion, the Stoic way to build grit and resilience is about accepting life's challenges, focusing on what you can control, and cultivating a positive mindset. It is not about avoiding difficulties, but about facing them with courage and calmness. By practicing Stoic principles like Amor, fati, Premeditatio, malorum, and gratitude, you can develop the strength and resilience needed to overcome any obstacle. Remember, life is not always easy, but with the right mindset, you can turn challenges into opportunities for growth. The Stoics teach us that the key to a good life is not in what happens to us, but in how we respond. So embrace the Stoic way, and you will find the grit and resilience to thrive, no matter what life throws at you.